Welcome in, and thanks so much for joining me. So I'd like to guide a short meditation on awareness, just sharing some of the ways I connect with it, how I foster it in my formal practice as well as in my daily life, and also some ways I found helpful for sharing with those I teach and those I mentor, specifically moving from a more felt experience of nowness through the body, using the body as an object, into open awareness where we, learn to foster an awareness, a presence, a sense, a quality of mind that is bearing witness, that doesn't necessarily need a specific object and just simply bears witness to what's arising. So I'm going to guide something in that realm here. And feel free to join me. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat for, let's say, about 15 or 20 minutes of practice. You can sit in a chair. If you're sitting in a chair, I recommend, propping yourself up with a pillow underneath so you can, sit forward, relaxed yet upright with the feet flat on the ground. If you're going to sit cross-legged on the floor, I'll let you find a way that works for you to do that. But the main thing is we want our spine, our back loosely straight, meaning it's not super tight, but at the same time, we're not hunched over. That will cause some sleepiness or dullness. So go ahead and do that. And if you like to close your eyes for the first part of this practice, that's fine. And then I'm going to prompt us to open our eyes at some point. And if you'd like to experiment with open-eyed meditation, you can do it at that point. If it's difficult for you, you can just go back to closing the eyes if you need. So first, we'll just connect with a few breaths in and out of the nose, breathing deeply into the belly, deeply into the lower abdomen, filling the lower abdomen like a balloon. On the inhalation, on the exhalation, just letting things relax, settle, letting things be. And as we inhale, we also start to connect with the lower part of our body, the sensation in our lower abdomen as we fill with air. The groundedness, the rootedness, the sensation of our feet touching the floor below us as we exhale. So bringing our energy, bringing our attention to the lower body can really help to settle us, to ground us for the practice. Initiating the breath also helps to rest the nervous system, to start to foster a present, aware space that's connected to body, to breath. And maybe we start to find a little more groundedness in our experience. Now, if you'd like to stay a little bit longer with the breath, you can always pause the video or audio here. And you're also welcome to invite the breath into the feet, where we're going to bring our attention to next. Just placing our attention on the sensation of the feet touching the floor, earth, ground below you. If you'd like to continue to include the breath, when you breathe in, you breathe into the feet, up from the earth and into the feet. And when you breathe out, you just let things settle into the ground and floor below you. So breathing in, connect with the feet, connect with an energy coming up into the feet. And when you're breathing out, just letting things settle. Or just be with a sensation of the feet connected to the ground. Can let go of the breath if you'd like. So kind of two options here. And as we place our attention might wander. So this goes for the entire practice. Attention comes and goes for most of us within meditation. So the practice is to notice when we're distracted, when we've gotten caught in a string of thoughts, a to-do list, etc. We come back to the practice, in this case, to be with the feet, the sensation of the feet, to be with this sense of connection to the ground and earth below us through the feet, through the breath. So you just come back to that as many times as you need. It's not a failure in meditation to become distracted, but if we don't come back, the meditation doesn't continue. So we do need to recognize we're distracted and come back, even if that's every couple minutes. It's fine. Now from the feet, we're going to open to the entire lower body, from the waist down, the weight of your body in the seat, your legs, knees, calves. Just as a tree has its roots deep, deep into the earth, we feel the roots here, the trunk of our abdomen moving into part of the trunk that meets the ground in our seat, and then all the parts, the roots of the tree, our legs that are planted firmly in the ground, that ground us into the earth. See if you can feel that, if you can relate to that, not as an abstract idea, as a feeling. Obviously, it's not literal. Just try your best with the metaphor. All the while, we're preserving a sense of awareness, which I'm going to liken to a quality of bearing witness, a quality of watchfulness. Watchfulness here means we're able to know what's happening, and at the same time, things are able to move, to be what they are. Sensation can move and change. We're not trying to lock experience in time, let it arise and fall, but we remain watchful with experience, so there's a fullness with it, but also observing it, bearing witness to it. So again, you could pause here if you'd like to continue with this particular part of the practice. But we're going to begin to move or allow our awareness to encompass more than just the feet, legs, lower body, but start to include the mid-body, the chest, the shoulders and arms, all the limbs of the tree of our body, and see if you can just start to create a fuller body awareness. Meaning you're not leaving the feet, you're not leaving the legs, you're just including the mid and upper body. Again, just present, feeling the sensation as best you can. And some of this sensation can be quite subtle, right? Because you're not necessarily touching something with all of your body, but there can be a presence we develop within it, in the core of it. So for instance, sitting in the middle of your abdomen, sitting in the middle of your mid-body where the spine sits. And branching out to the chest, shoulders, arms. Again, back down into the seat, legs, feet. Just feeling and being present, being aware, bearing witness. And the same as you move into your throat and neck, jaw, lips, nose, cheeks, up into your eyes and forehead. At this point, it's a good time to notice where you're holding unnecessary tension and just see if you can release that. So for instance, I tend to squeeze my eyes. So there's a lot of unnecessary tension around my eyes. So I just, work on letting that go, working on releasing what I can. What I can't, I can't. But it's usually something I can release. Same within the forehead, top of the head, back of the head, moving down into the back of my neck. And we find ourselves now in a full body awareness. Awareness is the watchfulness. Full body is the presence with sensation in the full body. Sensation from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. Just being with that. There's nothing special we need to do. Just being with the feeling itself is worthy. It's okay. Now, with the eyes closed, we'll start to sense the room around us. We do this without leaving the body. So one way to start with this is just to imagine yourself in the room, but you're still feeling the body. So you're not coming out of feeling. But also we can kind of feel the temperature of the air on our skin, whether it's hot or cold, any wind that's around us. We start to put our feelers out without leaving the body. Just let the room meet you. But you also sense yourself within it. Just sit there. Sit within it. So a lot of people find this portion of the practice very grounding and helpful for, any overwhelm they're experiencing within the body. So if you'd like to pause it here and kind of stay with this a little bit longer, it's fine. But at this point, we're going to start to open the eyes. And as you slowly open the eyes, just let the gaze be relaxed, open to 180 degrees. So our peripheral vision is open. We're not staring at anything in particular. And awareness of our sense of sight becomes similar to our awareness of our sense of feeling in the body. There's a sense of wide openness, non-fixation. There's really no center or edge. There's just being with. It's a little more challenging with the eyes, but just try your best. Over time, we learn to relax the eyes. We're not staring at anything in particular, but we're also not rejecting what we see. We're not closing our vision. Of course, the same with the ears. The ears, unless we're wearing earplugs, are just open to sound. So the eyes are also open to seeing. But we're not landing on anything in particular. Just allow things to come and go. And similar are other senses, our sense of smell, taste, and ultimately our consciousness, that which thinks, that which knows, is just open. We're not fixating on any particular thought. We're not trying to think anything in particular. We're also not trying to block thinking anything. But we are aware. There's this quality of watchfulness that knows. And that knows there's a mind perceiving. We just rest with that. Anytime you become distracted, just come back to the full body awareness and then open. Letting go of object, letting go of the body, the breath as an object, and just being with awareness itself, being with the sense of you're not distracted because you're present. There's a sense of nowness in that. There's also this sense of this mind that's open, that can perceive, but it's not fixating on or getting stuck on any particular perception. See if you can let things arise and fall, but you're knowing them through mind. And we put a little bit of energy into sustaining that sense of the mind being available to whatever is in and around it. Sense of nowness and a sense of, not needing to be distracted. And when we do get distracted, we just come back to this. Just connecting with awareness, we're back. We sustain it gently in a relaxed way, not pushing, not seeking, not trying to make it better or worse. Just being. So if you'd like to continue to practice this meditation on awareness, you can just pause here. Just allow yourself to continue as long as you want. But we'll close with the practice by simply bridging it to our daily life. So one of the advantages of this kind of practice is we don't have to create a clear delineation point between meditative awareness and awareness in everyday life. So just by moving a little bit, shifting the body, but, attempting to remain aware and knowing. Same with the eyes, just beginning to gently look around a little bit. If you lose awareness, it's okay. You can always come back. But just see if you can bridge the practice to movement. So we're moving our body, we're looking around the room. Of course, we might start to think about objects we see. See if you can just notice that. Just notice that's happening and let it arise and fall. Okay. So thanks so much. And as always, I like to dedicate the energy of my practice with bodhicitta, that myself and all beings may awaken to the truth and be free of all suffering and its causes. So thanks so much. And if you have any thoughts in this practice, you'd like to share your experience, you can always comment on my YouTube channel. And if you're listening to the podcast, the audio, you can always reach out to me on my website. As always, I love to hear your feedback. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks so much.